Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel Capri Social Network. I am your host, Capri, aka Cap, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about not only how, and according to both data and statistics, Black American women all over the U.S. had a spending power, of over $1.5 trillion. Not once again, not 1.5 million, not 1.5 billion, but $1.5 trillion again. And according to both data and statistics, it is a well-known fact that over 36% of Black American women spend over $100 at hair salons. With that being said, and I also wanted to add how there are some Black American women, whether you know it or not, folks, who may spend upwards to $400 just to have the most latest hairstyle, the most latest and freshest hairstyle, to make sure the same ones who make sure their hairstyles always on fleek. Also, these are the same women who have kids, usually outside of wedlock, and break up with the kids' father, or in most cases, fathers, only to eventually be able to collect child support from the fathers who like to blow the child support money instead of using it on the kids for necessary things. They like to go spending it on themselves by buying the most trendiest handbags, because some of these handbags, aka purses, cost as much as $1,700, in some instances more than that. And these same women would go, now they may end up spending money on their kids, but always go overspending money on their kids by buying their kids the most latest iPhones, which is the iPhone 15, if I'm not mistaken. And these phones cost upwards to $1,100. These are the same women who have to buy their kids, whenever they buy their kids accessories or gadgets, they always had to buy them strictly Apple gadgets. It's even when it comes to the latest video game console, they had to buy their kids the most expensive video game consoles, which I believe is the Xbox. Have to always, when it comes to clothing and shoes, always has to buy them the most expensive shoes, mostly Jordans, because Jordans, even for kids, may cost as much as $200 in some cases. And let me know in the comments section whether I'm right or wrong or not. $200, $300. It's just according to how old the kid is, whether the kid, in other words, is usually a teenager or not. Anyways, and without further ado, I'm going to show you some clips to prove how Black women, Black American women, have used this so much spending power, but yet it still lack wealth. Once again, they have spent, according to a recent study from the year 2000, based upon the year 2021, they ended up spending over $1.5 trillion in spending and consumerism. Anyways,
Guys, so I feel really compelled to say this, and I hope it doesn't cause drama or people don't get upset about it, but I don't appreciate the Black girl luxury movement as much as I thought I did. So what I'm saying, so I love seeing a lot of Black women making a ton of money and living these really amazing, comfortable lives. But part of me just kind of feels like that promotes consumerism in the Black community, and that Black girl luxury is kind of equated with buying expensive cars, buying expensive bags, buying expensive perfumes, taking expensive trips. And I'm just I love that, but also I kind of don't like it. I don't know how to feel about it, because I feel like a lot of Black people, myself included, we grew up really poor and we long for this life of luxury, this life of convenience, this life of comfort. And I get that, but part of me also feels like when you see Black girl luxury and all you see is people spending money on luxurious things, you kind of feel like, is that what I should be aspiring to? Am I not living a Black girl luxury life because I'm not buying Chanel bags and Dior bags and whatever? And I'm just I know personally that that's not the life that I want right now. Or it's not the life that I can afford right now. Even though I make the same money as a lot of these women, or even more, it's just that like that's not in my plans right now. Like I know one day I'll be able to walk into a store and buy a. I know one day I'll be able to walk into a store and buy a designer bag and not think about it because like I have it like that. I know that. I know my life. I know my path. I know my grind. I know my hustle. But it's like part of me also feels like, am I not living a luxurious life because I'm not like buying designer bags and like taking expensive trips? I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking for a little bit more balance when it comes to the Black girl luxury movement, in that like there are different types of luxury lifestyles, and like consumerism shouldn't be the only face of the Black girl luxury movement. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm just like overthinking it. Let me know if I should see other people's business because it's not my money. I don't know. Whatever you think, I'm going to take it because like I just want to know if I'm the only one that has that feeling when it comes to the Black girl luxury movement.
And please make sure you do not click off this video because I do have more clips to show you on behalf of how Black American women, once again, folks, are some of the most biggest consumers in the U.S., but lack in wealth.
I moved into a place that I can't afford, and now I'm stuck.
Go back and watch her video because what she's talking about is something I had to learn. I was living in, you could say it was a luxurious apartment. It had a Nest thermostat, stainless steel appliances in there, washer and dryer in the unit. Like it was super duper nice. But it never felt like a home to me. And the reason why it didn't feel like that is because one, I barely got to be there to enjoy it. When I got that apartment, I at first was I was in a previous apartment that was like not nearly nowhere as good. It was like bad neighborhood. Technically you could say it was in the hood type of apartment, and it was my first one. Then, yeah, my first apartment was in the hood. Like it was cheap. It was like $800 rent, right? So good. Then I was making $18 at first. I got a pay raise to $23 an hour. It was like, ooh, it's time to get into a new apartment. Me and the person I was living with, it was my ex, we were living in the apartment. And then I got the pay raise. We decided to get this new place where it was like luxury apartment, super nice. I had a dishwasher in there, which I know y'all gonna be like, the first apartment didn't have no dishwasher. But yeah, it was very super nice. But after utilities, that whole went up to $1,700. And I was like, oh, this is expensive, where all my money had to go to rent, my car note, my phone bill, internet, like everything. I barely had money left over to do anything. Like, and that's the thing that they don't tell you when you get like pay raises and then you increase your lifestyle, because you're so happy to do it because it's like you get a pay raise, you're like, now I can afford more stuff. But then you kind of, when you say you can afford more stuff, then you level up and you start getting more expensive things. So you're still at the same place that you were at. You just now make more money. And what she's saying is correct. Like the biggest lesson I learned is definitely like, if you can and have the ability to live below your means. Luxury apartments are great, but there's nothing wrong with, having an apartment that it doesn't have the stainless steel appliances. It doesn't have, because not one apartment's going to have literally every single thing that you need. Some will, but because then instead of paying $1,700 rent, I'm now paying $1,300 rent. And now I have money left over when I pay my rent, instead of like working so much that I'm working only to pay rent. I'm not working to do anything else on the side. So
speaking of which, and on that note, everybody, there are some Black women that happen to have a job that may pay $20 an hour. Now, as far as $20 an hour, according to today's inflation dollars, that's not hardly much to live by, even if you may just stay by yourself nowadays, compared to how much it was worth around 24 years ago during the year 2000. Once again, due to how the prices of things are consistently going up still due to inflation, that's hardly not enough to live by at all. However, some Black women are still going out buying cars, financing instead of buying, because the majority of them can't afford to pay cash for the average vehicle, whether it may be either a certified pre-owned or a brand new vehicle. However, and on that note, some of them are still going financing cars where they may have to pay as much as $700 a month. On top of that, we'll go moving into apartments similar to what this sister just stated in luxury neighborhoods, or in to put another way, affluent neighborhoods, gated apartments at that. With gated in gated complexes, into gated apartment complexes, and may happen to move into a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom unit, paying $1,000 a month. Once again, for just a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom unit, due to how so many of them like to please other people, so many of them like to paint the narrative to the point where they balling like that, or they got it like that. And some of them will not only go as far as buying cars, where they would have to, financing cars once again, and renting apartments, 1-bedroom apartments, paying 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartments, paying over $1,000 a month. But some will even go as far as going on frequent girl trips, and where take so many photos while being on the girls' trips with their home girls, only to crop all their home girls that they may take the pictures, when out of the pictures, to paint that illusion, paint that narrative also, that they could be able to afford to go on trips by themselves, lavish trips. I'm talking about trips to Jamaica, trips to the Dominican Republic, as some prime examples. With that being said, that should be one more clip on behalf of how Black women are some of the most biggest consumers in the U.S., but yet and still lacking wealth.
I feel like we've all been there, right? A season where you ain't got no money and something ain't getting paid. This time last year, when I tell you the bill collectors were calling me back to back to back, they wanted their money. For me, my car note was not getting paid. It was just like, when I get it, I got y'all. But till then, give me a second. My credit cards. Look now, y'all already are maxed out. Why would I pay y'all? And I can't even really use it. So they wasn't getting paid neither. I say all of that to say, I've been there when it comes to not having no bread, but the bills just keep on keeping on. But what happens when God blesses you and gets you out of that season, right? And now you no longer are so financially tight. You know what I mean? I feel like nobody talks about that period. We talk about when you're broke and you want some money, then we talk about when you're rich or when you're just not broke no more. But what about that in between? I feel like I'm in that in between where, man, I'm super thankful that I'm not broke no more. But I also don't want to spend any money because I never want to be broke again. Call me young girl, never broke again. But it gets to a point where it's like, let's relax. You can buy things, right? It's okay. And I'm not talking about I'm trying to go buy a Lamborghini or some Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks. No, I'm not trying to buy these things. I can be at Walmart and I see a pack of leggings and knowing I want the leggings, because I mean, who couldn't use new leggings, right? But in my head, I'm instantly like, do you need leggings? Do you need leggings? You know where that money can go? To a bill. Mm-hmm. No, put the leggings back. Go put it towards the bill. Now, mind you, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Lord, the bills are paid. But what will I do? I'll be like, that extra $10, you need to put it towards your credit card. Put it towards your credit card. Why are you not going to put it towards your credit card? Do you need leggings? But that's that being broke PTSD. You know what I mean? You feel like, I can't do nothing because I got to pay these bills, but I'm okay now. I'm okay now. Another example, when it comes to my fingernails, like, I want to get my nails done. I have been going back and forth with this for maybe a week and a half, because I'm like, do you need your nails done? Do you need them done? You want them done, but do you need them done? Then I'm like, okay, well, I can buy one of those kits off Amazon and do them myself. I had a nail business. I had Lee Nails when I was younger, right? So I know how to do nails. But the reality is, I don't want to. I don't want to. And I feel like it's okay to pay for things for convenience. But again, here comes that broke PTSD. But do you need convenience? Do you need convenience, brokey? No, you better do them yourself. So I'm like going back and forth, like, but I don't want to do my nails myself, but I want my nails done. And what happens? I just kind of sit in that and I don't get my nails done. I don't know if anybody else can relate to this. And if you are on that side of the spectrum where you're like, I'm still broke, girl, like, I can't relate, just know I was there too. Literally, this time last year, I was there too. And thanks to the Lord, I am no longer there. So use this as like motivation to know you ain't gonna be hiding your car forever. Okay? You ain't gonna be getting them letters forever. But yeah, I say all that to say that being broke PTSD is.
Now I'm going to stop sharing this last clip because this is the end of all the clips I had to share. Once again, all on behalf of TikTok. With that being said, everybody, and by the way, happy Friday to you guys. Make sure you like the video, you share, you comment on it. Last but not least, you subscribe to the channel. Until next time, you guys have a good one.